You are a work in progress. What that means is that you're not fully developed. When I say fully developed, it is not saying that something's wrong. It is saying that you have not reached the level of saying that I have completed everything that I needed to know about myself. I am fully complete. Nobody is fully complete yet. You should always be learning. You should always be understanding yourself a little bit better and better each and every day. We're talking today about self-acceptance or self-compassion. Understanding that you have flaws, understanding that failure is not failure. Failure is a lesson that you need to learn. And you understand that the self-talk that you need to start doing, if you haven't been doing, if you haven't been doing it right. Self-talk. And also I want to give you some tips that you can actually use with journaling, and also things that you can actually use with daily affirmations that you can be able to help yourself, right? So let's start with the first one. You have flaws, right? We all have flaws. We all have things or issues that we are currently dealing with. That's why I said it's self-compassion, because in self-compassion, the one thing that we must understand is that this is a daily battle or a daily process that we are going to go through. Remember, we're striving for perfection, but we're letting on excellence daily. So our actions is going to help us reach perfection. I said that word right or wrong. So gotta have fun, right? So this is what we're talking about today, is making sure that we go after excellence. And that's a daily routine, or it's the daily things that we're going through. So why self-compassion? Self-compassion is one of those things that I want you to identify. Where are you with your flaws? How do you see your flaws? How do you see yourself when you're like, man, I have this flaw that I really need to change, but I don't really know how to change it? Or you have this thing, man, that you see failure, and you see failure as like, man, I have failed overall. I am a failure. The thing that I want you to understand that I am is so powerful that you have to watch what you say after that. Because I am is saying that God is powerless, right? So if we're going to say I am, it must come with a powerful thing right behind it, because he is powerful. Now that's a scripture, or that's a passage, or that's a sermon within itself, but that's not what we're going to today. Our goal today is to help you understand self-compassion for yourself. So our first word is self. So how do I view my flaws? How do I view my failures? Now I have some bad flaws that I need to get rid of. How do I get rid of bad flaws? You need to identify the things that is leading to a bad flaw. What are some actions that you're doing daily that's leading to a bad flaw of you? Now, and if once you identify what that bad flaw, or what the actions that's leading to a flaw of yourself, then you need to take a step back and say, analyze the process in which that you want to go about changing. So you're saying to yourself, hey, I have this flaw of saying things that can hurt somebody else, and I say 100 at the end of it. I'm just being 100. I'm just being 100. That's a flaw, right? No, that's just saying that you're telling somebody something that you really were emotional about, that you just wanted to say, I'm just being 100 about, right? So you're not really helping that person. You're actually hurting the relationship. So now, failure. You're not a failure. I would say that you have some lessons or some things that you need to learn from, that you haven't learned from, or haven't even sat down with, that you didn't want to sit down with, that you are avoiding. What are some lessons that you need to learn? What are the things that you're going through? Is it home that you need to go through? And identify what are some things that you have done. Is it work? Is it being with your friends? What are the area in your life that you felt like, hey, I've been a failure, or I've did something so badly over time that I just felt like I'm never going to get it right. I'm never going to be that person. You can be that person. You can get it right. Right now, we just need to understand that that is not a failure. You just need to learn a lesson that's within that issue or circumstances that you're currently going through, right? You get me? You see what I'm saying? So the one thing that I want you to understand is the next thing is that your self-talk. Like, so you have to understand that the things that you say to yourself can become a manifestation of the thing that you are really trying to say that you're not, but you're turning it into. So if you keep saying, I can't do this, or I can't do that, I'm a failure, or nobody likes me, nobody is not going to like you. And yes, you're going to become a failure because you kept saying it. You didn't express to yourself that, hey, I do not know the things that I don't know right now, but I can learn them. I have a learning ability, not a learning disability. So I want you to understand that the things that we say or do over time can actually be good for us or detriment to us. So I want you to understand that here are some things that you can do. Remember, I said I was going to give you tips. Here are some things that you can do right now to help you develop a better you, develop the person that you need to become, and understand that this is a daily grind. This is a daily process. This is not something that we're just going to learn overnight. This is not something that we're going to just become great at today. This is something that's going to take some time. And then the people is going to see the external outcome because you have put the internal daily battles or daily grind into. So what do I need to do? You can write down like a notebook or a sheet of paper, some daily affirmations for yourself. Like, hey, I'm going to be the best person I can be today. I'm going to do or develop some good appetites. I'm going to develop some new way of seeing myself. I'm going to do that for myself today. The affirmations that you need to write down. Write those things down. It could be 1 or 2 or 3, or it can just be 1. Or how do I see myself? There's something that you can write down. Or what is the way that I want to see myself in the future? That's something that you can write down. Now, some things that you can actually do as a journal prompt. You can say today, you can write at the top of your paper, excellence. When I say excellence, is what are some characteristics that I'm resembling that is stopping me from being my best self? Excellent. That is stopping me from being excellent. That's stopping me from being the person that I know I can become. Why am I in my way? Why are you in your way? Sometimes it can be a thought that you had, or a thought that you need to stop, a thought that you need to stop replaying, saying that I can't figure it out, or I may not be in that tax bracket, or I may not be able to reach that opportunity or goal or ambition. I believe you can. But you have to tear down the barriers that you have built over time. You have to tear down the habits that you've built over time. You have to tear down the routines that you've built over time. You have to go about doing the small steps. So when you do the small steps, the small things are going to take care of the larger things. And the one thing that I want you to understand is that you are a work in progress.